How safe are your kids when they're playing at school? 3 lawsuits are forcing the Vigo County School Corporation to ponder that question tonight. Action 10's Chris Kuhl investigates what dangers your kids could be facing.
A playground or a gym class, places kids associate with fun. But the fun was brought to an abrupt end for 3 Vigo County kids seriously injured while at school.
I think it's a very serious problem.
Attorney Chris Shema is representing the parents in these lawsuits, 2 involving kids falling from playground equipment, both at Dixie B and Riley Elementary, and another involving a Chauncey Rose Middle School student whose hand was injured in a treadmill.
A piece of machinery that was capable of nearly ripping her hand off.
Shema says supervision of the girl was not adequate at the time of the accident. The other lawsuits involving playgrounds question whether some equipment is age appropriate and address the safety of the surfaces around play equipment.
They need to be falling into loose fill material, not hard rock.
According to the National Program for Playground Safety, the problem is not confined to Vigo County. Statewide, school playground equipment isn't up to par.
This is the report card for schools in Indiana as a whole. You'll see Fs for the very situations that led to these accidents.
Shema says it's about time the Vigo County School Corporation addresses safety.
I hope to focus attention so that this problem that has been ignored is corrected.
But is this a problem or just a string of freak accidents? A question the Vigo County School Corporation will have to address. Right now, the corporation is declining comment. It says since the lawsuits were just filed, there hasn't been time to look at the individual cases. It couldn't possibly make a statement. In Terre Haute, Chris Kuhl, Action 10 News.
Shema says it is hard to say when the results of the lawsuits could be decided. He said the whole process could take a couple of years.
It was really one that would have been appropriate for older children. He fell and broke his arm.
However, safety experts say federal regulations give specific requirements for all playgrounds.
This hasn't been really maintained very well because you can see the hard ground. It's going to be very difficult and very hard if a child falls.
And falling is part of everyday life at schools.
Kids can get caught with scarves in the winter. This piece of piping right here really probably shouldn't be there, and certainly there's no end cap on it, which is a very big danger.
But keeping kids safe is the corporation's main concern.
The steps here are wonderful because kids cannot fall through. It's all encased.
Safety isn't the only concern. Supervision is the key in protecting kids at school, and that's the basis for the third suit.
It involves the use of treadmills. You can't use mechanical devices like this without proper training and supervision. And in this case, we had a child whose hand was nearly ripped off.
If someone is hurt, all the schools have a plan of action.
Just fill out the accident report, call the parents, make them aware of it in case they need to pick the child up for any reason.
This proves everyone wants to keep Vigo County kids safe. The superintendent was out of town today, but Dave Danners from the school corporation says that all the equipment should meet federal regulations, and it's up to the principals to let them know if it doesn't so they can make changes. For example, right here, the manufacturer has put a line on this equipment showing where the mulch needs to go so that it is safe for kids, and as you can see, changes definitely need to be made.
Monica, has the corporation been notified about these accidents?
Yes, claims were filed last year after the accidents happened. They were denied, and so now the courts will decide whether or not these accidents were avoidable and if changes need to be made.
An important story on the safety of our kids. Thanks a lot, Monica.
News Channel 2's Monica Stallings joins us from Riley Elementary School, just one of the schools listed in this lawsuit. Monica, what are the suits for? The attorney, Kathy, says that some of the equipment right here does not meet federal requirements, and that's just one of the reasons a young student broke an arm. Keeping students safe at Vigo County School Corporation is one of their main goals. While accidents are part of school life, attorney Chris Shema says some of those accidents could be avoided. That's why he's representing 3 children injured at 3 different schools, and he says all 3 happened because the federal regulations were not followed.
We expect children to fall and to hurt themselves, but those should be minor injuries when they're on a playground. They shouldn't be broken bones. There are unavoidable accidents, but these accidents were easily avoidable.
Now, 2 of the accidents had children falling off of playground equipment at Dixie B and also right here at Riley Elementary School. And the other was at Chauncey Rose when a student fell off a treadmill. Well, Monica, what did the school corporation say to all of this?
The school superintendent was out of town today, but Dave Danners said that the school corporation purchases all of the equipment and it does meet federal regulations. And coming up at 6, we'll show you examples of what is safe and if these accidents could have been avoided.
Okay, thank you. Monica Stallings from Riley Elementary School.